Welcome back to Fuck the Rules, folks. Ever been hit in the fucking face with a stale baguette? No? Well, let me tell you, it's a hilarious sensation that you soon fucking forget. It's hard, it's crusty, and it leaves you with a lingering sense of disappointment and shit taste in your mouth. And that, my friends, is exactly what it feels like to watch the new Netflix Good Times Reboot. A racist hodgepodge of stereotypical bullshit meant to undermine the black community. Brought to you by the good racist at Netflix. I wonder who is behind the scenes control the narrative, because there is no fucking black person alive that wanted this bullshit. Imagine, if you will, a group of writers sitting around a table. They've been tasked with a monumental challenge, rebooting a beloved classic, something the black community loved because the show was based on the first black family on television. A classic. Cannot even believe the other black people are greedy enough to write this toilet regurgitation. And worse, Steph Curry and actors like Tisha Campbell signed on to it. Fuck them. They don't care about any of us, or our community. They only care about the bag, but have the nerve to cry when the industry cheats them out of their rightful property. These fucking writers look at each other, a glint of excitement in their eyes. One of them reaches into a bag and pulls out a baguette. This, they decide, is their inspiration. Now, this isn't your everyday run-of-the-mill stale baguette. Oh no. This is a stale baguette that's been left out in for way too long. It's hardened into an impenetrable mass of crusty disappointment. And it's this hardened, crusty mass that they've decided to use as their guiding light for the reboot of Netflix's Good Times. So what does this stale baguette of a shit show look like? Well, imagine every tired black stereotype you've ever seen or heard on television, all wrapped up in one cesspool of self-hatred and bigotry. It's like they took a checklist of cliches and made sure to piss off everyone. The characters are flat, the storylines are predictable, and the humor, well, let's just say it's about as funny as getting hit in the face with a stale baguette. But the absolute worst part is that it's clear the writers have no real understanding of the black experience. It's like they've created a caricature of what they think black life is like. But it's so far from the truth that it's almost freaking comical. The blatant racism on full display, and we feed it to our community and children like slaves yearning for masters' attention. Buckle into your goddamn seats, folks. It's time to dive into this dumpster fire. And just like that stale baguette, this show is hard, crusty, and leaves you with a lingering sense of disappointment or possibly diseased. Can you imagine taking every tired black stereotype and slamming the puree button on a blender? You know, those cliches that are as outdated as dial-up internet or floppy disks. Fuck. That's like trying to stream Netflix on a dial-up connection. That, my friends, is the Good Times reboot in a nutshell. First up, we have the loud and fucking sassy black woman. Sass can be fun, don't get me wrong, it can be entertaining as fuck. But when it's the only defining characteristic of a character, well, that's like having pizza for every meal. Sure, it's great at first, but fuck me. You're going to want some sushi or a salad at some point. Variety, people, it's the spice of life. Then there's the stereotype of the deadbeat dad. This guy is about as responsible as a raccoon in a trash can. Fuck. And just as unpredictable. One moment he's there, the next he's vanished, like a fucking magician, but without the cool tricks. Then, who could forget the angry black man? This character is so angry you'd think he stubbed his fucking toe on every piece of furniture in his house. Every single day. There's more to a man than his temper, for fuck's sake. And it's high time our screens reflected that. Finally, there's the token successful black friend. This character is so successful, they're practically dripping in gold. They're meant to be the fucking beacon of hope, the you can do it too symbol. But they're so out of touch with reality, they might as fucking live on Mars. All these characters are not just stereotypes, they're caricatures, cartoonish exaggerations of real people. And these portrayals are not just lazy, they're fucking harmful. They perpetuate harmful notions and reinforce biases. But hey, it's not all doom and gloom. At least the show gives us something to laugh at, albeit for all the wrong fucking reasons. And the best part? The show was written by people who probably think fucking Wakanda is a new kind of smoothie. Let's chat about the characters. They are as genuine as a bootleg designer bag bought from some dubious guy in a trench coat. It's like the creative team thought, fuck it. Why bother creating real characters when we can just cram a bunch of cliches into a human-shaped mold and call it a day? Now, don't get me. I'm all for a good caricature, but these characters? They're about as profound as a kiddie pool in the Sahara. Fucking hilarious if you ask me. They're not just flat. They're practically two-dimensional. as if they got squashed under the weight of the cliches. We've got the sassy black woman who's got more attitude than a room full of angsty teenagers. Then there's the wise old grandmother, popping off folksy wisdom like a broken fortune cookie machine saying, "Fuck your lucky numbers, it's life lessons time." And let's not forget the young, street-savvy kid always getting into trouble, and for fuck's sake, he's doing a terrible job of avoiding it. But wait, there's more. They've even thrown in the educated black man who's constantly undermined because fuck logic, right? We can't have a black character who's successful without some kind of catch. It's like they took a bunch of stereotypes, put them in a hat, and just began yanking them out at random. Oh fuck, look, we've got a sassy black woman and a streetwise kid. Perfect, let's roll with it. And the dialogue, oh the dialogue, it's like they're speaking in stereotypes. Every line is either a punchline or the setup for a fuck the deep conversations, right? There's no authenticity here. It's like they're trying to make a statement about the black experience, but it's coming off more like a disastrous high school play directed by a clueless hamster. It's not insightful, it's not genuine, and it's surely not fucking funny. So if you're looking for a show that truly represents the black experience, this ain't it. But if you want a lesson in what not to do when trying to represent a community, then by all means, give the Good Times Reboot a watch. But fuck, just be prepared for a whole lot of cringing. They're trying to make a statement about the black experience, but it's coming across more like a bad high school play. Welcome to Fuck the Rules. Now, if you're searching for some hilarity and a golden example of how not to fuck up a representation of a community, let's dissect some of the most facepalm-inducing moments of the Good Times Reboot. First on our list, we have the episode where our main character, ridiculously and nonsensically named Jive Turkey, decides to participate in a fried chicken eating contest because why the fuck not? And naturally he takes the crown because why not fuck up the stereotype even more? It's like screaming, "You can kiss my black ass," to any hope of positive representation. Then we witness the moment when the family bags an endless supply of watermelons. I mean, really? Are we still fucking doing this? It's as if the writers operated a time machine, snatched some archaic notions from the 19th century, and ushered them into the future for a dumb piece of shit joke. And let's forget the notorious grape soda incident, which concluded with a scene resembling a garishly botched Purple Rain tribute. Then there's the episode with the drug-dealing baby showcasing some seriously fucking racist shit. Perhaps the most cringe-worthy instant is when the family's matriarch, Big Mama, starts rapping. Yes, rapping. Because why the fuck wouldn't she? And not just any rap, but a soul food appreciation anthem. Because apparently that's the only cuisine black people enjoy, according to the fucked up creative team behind Good Times. And don't get me started on the many instances of cockroaches contributing to the misrepresentation of black people living in the projects. The show parades a non-stop circus of stereotypes, each act more cringe-inducing than the one before, like a fuck-it list of cliches. But it's not just about the cringe. It's about how these stereotypes propagate damaging views about black people. And that's not merely cringeworthy, it's downright perilous, like a fuck-up of epic proportions. So, by all means, tune into the Good Times Reboot if you're after a good chuckle, or if you're keen to view how not to fuck up a representation of a community. But be prepared. It's an epic cringe fest. Brace yourself to cringe so fucking hard, you might strain a muscle. Welcome back to Fuck the Rules, where we pull no punches and calling out fucking racist shit. See you in the next episode. So, there you have it, folks. The Good Times Reboot. A show that seems to have been created in a time warp where outdated and misguided stereotypes are still the order of the day. We've seen the stale baguette of overused cliches, and I can already hear you saying, "Fuck, not again." The blender of stereotypes is whirring at full speed, and characters that feel about genuine as a $3 bill. Now you might be thinking, fuck, is this even real? This show is less a reflection of authentic black experiences and more a cringe-worthy caricature that's as subtle as a sledgehammer. It's a clear lesson in how not to represent a community, and at this point you're probably screaming, fuck, we've learned that lesson a million times. We need to demand more from our media, more authenticity, more and definitely more respect. So let this be a reminder. When you're watching a show and you see a community being misrepresented, don't just cringe and look. You might as well yell, fuck, this is not okay. Speak up, make a noise, because change starts with us. And remember, this is not just a bad TV show. This is a perfect example of how not to portray a community. See you next time with hopefully less fuck not again moments. See you next time on Fuck the Rules.